Encouraging news for families hoping to grow. Costco says it is now offering IVF services through a partnership with two health companies. Maribel Gonzalez has what this could mean for the costs and the access.
IVF stands for in vitro fertilization. That's where the eggs and the sperm are taken outside of the body and put together in an IVF lab to create embryos. That embryo can later be transferred into an individual's uterus.
IVF is a treatment medical experts say can be very effective for family planning, but it's expensive, with an estimated cost of a single cycle ranging from $15,000 to $20,000, according to the American Society for Reproductive Medicine. And in some cases, patients may need more than one round of treatment. This month, Costco announced a new partnership with the health platform Sesame and the fertility network EVRMA North America to offer IVF treatment to its members. The retailer says members can get immediate access to fertility care, including evaluations and referrals. And just like its big box prices, save up to 80% on IVF medication through its pharmacy programs.
I think the concept is very promising, and it's definitely a big step towards improving access to IVF.
However, medical experts stress that fertility treatments aren't a one-size-fits-all, so check with your medical provider first.
While IVF is an incredibly effective tool that we have, it is invasive and it is resource intensive, and it's not without risk. So it's very important to make sure that we are delivering the right treatment at the right time to the right patient with proper guidance.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.